Alright guys, we're looking today at the Creature Comforts from KTBG. This looks it's a 1 to 5 player game, ages 8 and up, and a 45-minute gameplay. This is what the box looks like on this side. On that side, pretty good artwork design everywhere. I like how it changes. And the back of it. Okay. Let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, so you get a whole bunch of baggies. Meeples. Resources. Die. More baggies. Some cards. We'll take a look at everything. A couple more resources or items, and then more cards over here. You get a manual, and then we'll take a look at here in a second. You got your overview, the components, what comes in it, the game setup, player setup, and then basically gameplay information. Explains here about the locations. There you go. Scoring. And then there's our solo play as well. All right, you're looking at about 14 pages, more or less. Nice stock on the pages there. Small, compact, really nice. And you also get the game board. Of course, it's gonna be upside down. So that's the game board, and it's one of those long game boards. Stretches very long on the table. Hopefully, you can see it all there. Right. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it around like this, so we can cache as much as we can. Actually, we're not gonna be able to. So we'll do it in parts. We'll do this section here, and then we'll talk about the other section up above. Because this game has a lot of components, we're gonna go through the components first, and then I'll show you where it goes on the board. So let's go ahead and start with the home boards, is what they call it. But essentially it's the player boards, and this is what they look like. That's the front. And what I like about it is at the end of the game, you can flip it around to get your score and information. So you got that one, you got that one, and that one there. And these are cardboard. Take cardboard, and you can see which one of the colors each player is, or each board is, by just looking at the square. So that's yellow, purple, green, brown color, and gray. Okay, I'll show you the meeples up close. So that's the bunny, and it's double-sided too, which is nice. So you get 4 of them. You get the raccoon, also double-sided. 4 of them. You get the fox. Four. Squirrel. Squirrel. Again, they're all double-sided. 4. And porcupine. Oops, upside down. Also double-sided. Look at the back. And this character, so this worker, this is a worker placement game, but these guys will go here on your board. All right, and then I'll show you how you'll be moving those onto the board later on. So let's just go to the board and see what else is on the board. Per player, right, you also get this cottages, wooden meeples as well, or wooden pieces. It's little houses. So you get 4 for each one. And these cottages are the ones that go here. So you'll be putting those here at the beginning of the game. Okay. Also, at the beginning of the game, you're going to be getting what they call family dice. So these are the dice that it comes in the game. And basically, you're going to get 2 dice for family. And then you get your general dices. Okay, what they call it is the village dice. All right. And again, you're going to get each one is going to get their set. And you're going to put those in here with your characters, your workers, and essentially this is what it's going to look like at the beginning of the game. And I'll explain to you guys how this works later. Basically, that's what that is. Let's put that aside for a second. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 springs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 summer. 1, 2, 3, and 4 fall. And basically, these are resources spots that will change depending on the season. So every season you flip a spring, a fall, and a summer on the board game. And this will be a random different worker placement locations. They'll have different resources on each one of them. That's what they look like. And for example, this location will give you 2 apples, but you know, this time this location will give you 2 woods and 1 mushroom. These are all neatly designed, really nice. These are not cardboard, these are paper, but they're good qualities, feel good. So you get a bunch of those. Okay. So basically, I'll explain to you how this works later. So these are the village cards. These are they call the travelers cards. So you get 15 of these as well. And every month, one of these will be flipped. Well, every month will be every round, sorry. One of this will be flipped, and when you visit this person, it will give you different type of resource abilities on each one of them. And you also get a special stuff for that month. So for example, this one says, all month long, all improvements and comforts cost 1 less wood than display on the cards. Okay, and you get the woodpecker, beaver, blue jay, turkey, pine martin, black bear, common loon, snapping turtle, gray wolf, common raven, frog, lynx, and what else we got here? Skunk, moose, mole. Okay, so you get 15 of this. This is what they look like on the back. It's all the same. Same like card, like a playing card quality. Same with the village cards. You get this. These are called improvement cards, and you get 34 of them. And this is basically up here. Will give you the name, score at the end of the game, the building cost. Some of them have spots in here. They call it glade spot. Is where another player can go in here, and they'll get the resources depicted here on the bottom. It all depends per card. They all have different resources and stuff like that, and it tells you more information on the bottom. So this is what they look like on the back. You see how they're all different. This one doesn't have a worker placement card, but basically gives you information here what it does. Okay, there's a bunch of them too. And these ones will go on the side of the board. You'll see that in a second. Beautiful graphics. Love the look of this game. Love the way the game plays. It's great. Okay, so you get 34 of this ones. For example, this one, gain 1 almanac token. Treat it as a permanent lesson learned, which you may use once per month. You know, they all got different powers and stuff like that. So you get 34 of this. You get 72 of this playing cards. They're called comfort cards. Okay, and it's basically the same thing. The name of it, scoring point, and you know what you need, the crafting cost, what you need to build it. And here on the bottom is the information and what gives you like some type of bonus score and stuff like that. And if you had anything here, it will be the type. So you see how this one has a type and this one doesn't. Okay. And the reason why you see those types there is some cards play in synchronization with this type of cards, and hopefully I can find one so I can give you an example for some of these cards. You get a bunch of them, and I know there are a couple of gaming, there's a couple of cards in here that give you a wink wink to some of the other board games that we have in the market that you can find. And hopefully we can find them. Let's see. Let's go through it real quick. Which is neat. I like when games do that. So you see that one? What game does that remind you of? And let's see if we can find the other one. What game does that remind you of? All right, and here's another one. Wonder what game that is. All right, so you get 72. They all look the same on the back. Good quality cards, really good quality cards. So you get 72 of those. These are the type of resources that are in the games. You get a bunch of them. You also get this markers, those multiplier markers, so that you know, it's better for managing this, the resources. So like for example, let's say you have more than one, you have a 5x of this particular resource, you just put the resource there, and that marks what the quantity of resources you have without having to use a bunch of them. So these are our cardboard. This is a regular version, I guess a retail version. I think I don't know if it's a deluxe or a Kickstarter version that has actual, the resources are a little different. They're actual, I think they're made out of wood, but these are just our cardboard, thick cardboard. And this is what they look like. These are coins. You get a bunch of them. You get 20 of them. You get 12 of these multipliers. You have a 3x on this side and a 5x on this side. You get 20 fruits or apples, so I like to call it here. You get 20 stones. You get 20 wood, 18 yarn. Oops. You get 20 stories. Oh, same thick cardboard. 18 grain. The mushrooms, I forgot to pick up the mushrooms. So you get about 18 mushrooms. And I think I got all of them there. And these are called lesson tokens, lesson learned tokens. You get 21 of those, and they're double-sided. You got a minus on this side. It is. And you got a plus on this side. Okay. You also get this hilltop tile. You get a river dial, 2 of these wheelbarrows, you get 2 of these almanacs. All right, so as far as the gameplay is concerned, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and deal each one of the players 3 cards. And then at that point, each one of the players will take a look at the cards, right? And decide which one they're gonna keep. And then the other one will go to this card pile. Same with this guy, he's gonna figure it out which one he wants to keep and put another one in the discard pile. Okay, and I'll put the cards here so we don't get them confused. All right, and then we go ahead and fulfill the market with the cards. Oops, this goes here. And we'll do the same thing with this ones. All right, and the way it works is in order for you to pick up one of these cards, improvements, you have to be able to pay the cost. So whatever items here are described here on the side of the card, you have to be able to pay for them if you want to pick up one of these cards. These ones you don't, but these ones you do. All right, so the next thing you do is you're gonna go ahead and flip this card over, and that's gonna be the visitor for the month or for the season. And the way it works is you're also gonna flip one of these over, and this is gonna tell you what you need in order to get those resources. So these are the type of dice information you're gonna need. For example, on this one, you're gonna need a 3-die, and then for this one, you're gonna need a die plus 1. So for example, 5, 6. Okay, and you always want to read this here on the bottom when you flip a visitor, because they all change. They're all different. For this particular case, each player may change one of their own family dice to any result they wish. So these are the family dice, and basically what the card is saying is that we can flip one of these numbers if we don't like what we got. All right, so I'll be the first player, and then what happens is I'll roll my die, and then second player will do the same. And these are the family dice. All right, the next step is for us to use our workers and place them in different spots of the board, depending on what we want. So let's say I want to get a face-up card, so I'm going to go there. And I also want to get that book and the card, so I'm going to go there. And I'm interested in that wood, so I'm going to go there. And I'm also interested in getting these resources here, so I'm going to go there. Okay. Second player at that point will do the same thing. Let's say he wants to go here. He wants to go here. He wants to grab 2 cards, so he's gonna go there. And where else? He also wants to go here. Okay, so you can have 2 different players go in the same spot, but you cannot have 2 of the same players go in the same spot. So I couldn't put 2 characters here, but he can put 1 here and I can put 1 there. So once that happens, we can get this dice, which is the village dice, and we roll those. And the way it works is, at this point, we're gonna use our family die and the main general dice to go to the different spots. For example, this 3 here is gonna allow us to go here and then grab 2 pieces of wood, as you see on the top there. Okay, we're gonna put that on our board. So in here it would allow us to grab a coin and a stone. All right, and this dice here I want to change this one, and I want to convert this one into 1, as it says here. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to grab a book. And I'm going to grab a book, and I'm going to grab card. Oops, over here. And I'm going to put that on my board here. And then, what else did I go? That's about it. And then I'm going to use another die here to go here, because you can go with any number there. And then grab one of these cards. So I'll just grab this one. And then this moves over to this side. Okay, and that's it. At that point, I'm done. Now it's the second player's turn. So they're going to do the same thing. Okay, they're going to go ahead and change this one to a 1. And they're going to grab the 2 stones. Put it in their board. They're going to go with a 3 over here and then get the 2 pieces of wood. They are going to use a 4 down here. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to use a 4 down here and then grab one of these cards. And that's it. They don't have any more spots. They're not able to complete this one, and because they're not able to complete that one, what happens is they get a lesson learned, which is one of these tokens. And this lesson learned allows that player on the second round to be able to, like, let's say they need to go here, but they have a 2. It allows them to use one of these tokens. There's a plus and a negative. So it allows to use one of these tokens here to convert this to a 3 and then be able to get the resources. So when you can add for field a spot, you get a lesson learned. So at that point, he gets his dice back. And you get your workers back. And then at this point, if you have enough resources to complete any of these cards, any of the creature comforts, you can do so. For example, I can complete this creature comfort with a wood, a stone, and a book. So I have a stone, I have a book, and I have a piece of wood. So I can complete that card, and then that card becomes active. I get 6 points at the end of the game. He does not have enough to complete his, so he doesn't do anything at that point. And then once this is done, we go to the next round. So this goes away. We flip one of these cards. This goes away. We slide this over. I believe it's 2. And then this 2 goes away. And then we'll slide this down. This 2 goes away. And then we get a new set. Okay? And you continue to do that until you run out of those cards. This particular cards depends on, you have your summer, spring, and fall. And depending on how many players you have, is how many of these cards you will have in the game, and that's what's going to dictate, how many rounds you're going to have, and they're all different, as you can see here. Okay, you're also going to rotate this, so now you need a 2 dice to go there. All right, and that's how you play the game. You also get let me show you some of these cards. So these are the improvement cards. All right. And this, you need to have this particular resources to grab one of this. And the way it works is you keep one of your workers here. And let's say you rolled a 5. Then at that point, you can get any of the cards from 5 down as long as you have the resources. They all got different things on them. You got points and other options to get points. So that's how a round goes of creature comforts. As far as counting, or as far as pointings and stuff like that. At the end of the game, when we run out of those cards, we're going to flip this over. Okay, and let's say you were able to create, once you buy one of these things, you grab one of your, what are these called, cottages, and you put it on the card. Okay, so you can get up to 4 of them, and what happens is as you're removing cottages, you get different points as well. So let's say, for example, that we made 2 of them. Okay, then at this point we start counting our cards. Let's say, for example, I was able to build this, so that will give me 12, and 7 is 19 points. And then let's say that is 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you got 5 points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get also points for resources as well. Let me look at the book real quick. You get 1 point if you have a book. So for each book, you get 2 points. 2 points for each one of those you have. You get 1 point for each one of the coins you have at the end of the game, and then you get 1 point for having 3 of any resources. So this will be 1 point. Okay, so you add up that, you add up your improvements, you add up your creature comforts, and you add up the cottages you were able to put away, and that will give you the final score. And the person with the most amount of points at the end of the game wins the game. So that's how creature comfort works. Everything is really good as far as the quality. The cards are great. Okay, the creature comforters, the improvements, this ones, and the visitors, they all basically made out of the same material, same thickness. All really good quality on the cards. The meeples are awesome. They look great. Love the meeples. The resources are cardboard, but they're very thick. So you can see there. And if you have the, I don't know if it's a Kickstarter or a deluxe version, all of this will be, I believe they're wood instead of cardboard, so that's good as well. But as far as I'm concerned, you can just play with this. These are great. What else? The Play-Doh boards are cardboard as well, and they're pretty thick. Love that they included the score at the back of it. Awesome, they're all different as well. So you can see. Show you the other ones. They all have their own little design, different design. So yeah, this is Creature Comfort. A huge fan of the game. We play it a lot here, so obviously we like it. So yeah, that's Creature Comfort. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video. Every week we'll be coming out with a video for a new board. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and spread the word around. Okay, thank you. Have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.